Got to stand there and find stillness. You've got to relax everything. You've got to connect your body and mind. So it's actually a spiritual path. But this is the bait, you know, to catch the fish. And once you're in, especially if you feel a bit, you're addicted. You can see there's no it's just dropping it in. Right? So we could be talking, man, I don't want it, and then just drop it in straight away, or the knee or whatever. So that's a big thing. If you're talking about combat, the fact that the person can't see it as well. So, you know, so from here, why doesn't everyone do this? Because it requires it like that, right? They require that pivot, that momentum, or even being that close from here, just going like that. You know, and these are free to go as well, right? It can be quite, and I'm holding back because and also we're talking about precision, right? Talking about precision. If you are able to, rather than just throwing there, I'll just do it lightly. If I'm precise, like at that point I can hit the thigh, right? If you put some pressure, don't be polite. Yeah, I can hit the thigh. But then if I put the force in down this way, it can start to, so I have to be very careful because then it can start to damage the knee. So if you do it full power, the knee joint only works like this, right? Something has to give, because you're not just going against it, you're going in and against it. You can start to send your force to start doing that, like something like this. If you hold your knee, like instead of this, like that, having it so it's like that. See how it can take your, so you put your mass behind that, it's going to be quite devastating, you know? Again, we're not here to talk about how to hurt people, but we're just showing the potential. Having that control in the joints, the potential it gives you, you know. We use this kind of stuff in children as bait, because you do that and people are like, whoa, yeah, that's cool. How do you do that? You gotta get rid of all the emotional shit that we got stored in us. You got to stand there and find stillness. You got to relax everything. You got to connect your body and mind. So it's actually a spiritual path. But this is the bait, you know, to catch the fish. And once you're in, especially if you feel a bit, you're addicted. You know, so it's because at the end of the day it is a martial art, but this stuff is nothing compared to the benefits that it has for your nervous system, for your brain, for your joints, for you as a. I mean, ask this guy. I grew up with this guy. You know, I wouldn't want to meet. If I met myself 20 years ago, I would want to slap myself because I was just a kid gone wrong in every way because of family stuff. Because I won't go deep into it, but. Really hard life, right? And really, like, I was the guy that was saying, what are you staring at? You know, straight away, and all that kind of, like, very, very bad kid. Then I met Chun, and I left home when I was 14, right? Just left home, survive on the streets, you know. And then I started Wing Chun. Yeah, okay, started bouncing, you know. I was bouncing across and, you know, doing all of this. I'm a tough guy, yeah, you know. That's all fear. You know, closing the heart, trying I'm a tough guy. And then saw Chun in 2003, and then he's like just open. That's not just the body, but he's like, he'll come in the room and he's like all embarrassed, and you'll bow to him and he'll bow further, and then he's like, okay, Wing Chun, go serious, and he's like, hey, someone come up, and then he, boom, like that, hits me to the floor, and I'm like, that's a man. That's a developed human being, you know? 2 weeks later, I had everything saved up, off to Hong Kong. The rest that was 15 years ago, you know. So that it's life-changing stuff. And then later, maybe one day, go into the depth of how it really did change my life. You know, had crazy. Had a murder-suicide happen in my family while I was in Hong Kong, like with my immediate family, crazy stuff. And then I taught Chun, and then it was therapy for me. And standing there and going through stuff, and that was therapy. So. This is a striking me, and you say, I'm going like that, everyone's like, wow, I feel the power. But that stuff is nothing compared to the transformation this practice can the internal part, or this path, can help you go through. Yeah, and that's the good stuff. And that's the stuff that we should be spreading.